Can you spray paint furniture? Yep, you can. First, we cleaned our dresser with crud cutter and a damp rag to remove all of the dust, oils, and grime that will make the paint not stick. This dresser was made with oak veneer and it has really deep wood grain. So I filled the wood grain in with some thinned out spackling. When it was dry, I sanded the spackling down and cleaned off the dust. Before I sprayed any paint, I hung plastic on the wall, put it on the floor, and I wrapped the drawers with plastic so the paint wouldn't get in the drawers. And then I used a tack cloth to make sure there wasn't any dust on the surface. I primed the dresser with 123 Zinsser Primer. The spray can version is an oil-based primer, so it will block bleed-through stains, provide excellent adhesion, and create a nice white base for my light colored paint. After the primer was dry, I could still see some spots where the wood grain didn't get filled, so I filled that in again. Real quick, when the spackling was dry, you could see a bunch of orange spots where the wood grain was. Those orange spots are bleed through from the wood tannins deep in the wood grain. Since the spackling is water-based, the bleed-through came up out of the wood grain where the oil-based primer didn't get yet. So I sanded the spackling down, cleaned everything up, and sprayed another coat of primer all over. The second coat of primer felt a little bit rough, so I sanded it the best that I could when it felt dry. Since it's oil-based, it wasn't truly dry though, so it gummed up my sandpaper. But I wanted to make sure everything was nice and smooth before I painted, because the spray paint needs to be recoated within 1 hour, or you have to wait 24 hours to put the next coat on, which means there isn't any time for sanding between coats. I ended up spraying 3 light coats of this Behr spray paint. I tested 7 spray paints last year, and this one was one of the very best. I really like it. Here is what the dresser looks like now. There's basically no texture in the finish, and it was pretty easy to do. The biggest downside was that the sheen is just not consistent. Some areas are really glossy and others are more of a satin finish. And filling in that wood grain was kind of a pain. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Not sure what supplies you need for your furniture flip? We got you. Click the link in my comment to download our free list of must-have supplies that we use every day to paint furniture.